Do you keep a to-do list? Do you tend to have one or multiple lists of all the things that need to get done on any given day or week? Is it possible that your to-do list is actually serving the opposite purpose that you were hoping for it to serve? Hi, I'm Jordanna, founder of Modern Day Sorcerer. So the other day I was going to the gym and I had a very, very long to-do list, and I was noticing on my walk to the gym that I was having trouble being present in my walk. I wasn't enjoying my surroundings. I wasn't enjoying the feeling of being in my body, walking down the street on that warm day. I wasn't able to simply enjoy the present moment. And I realized it was because I had created a long to-do list and it was rattling around in my brain and it was rattling around in my day. So that walk to the gym actually was more like a checking off of the list. The going to the gym and being present there, more of a checking off of the list. Each thing was like, I'm doing this because it needs to get done. Check, check, check. But when we treat the actions that we're inspired to take on, or the things that we even are required to do in our day, when we treat them like to-do list items, we tend not to be present with them. So what's happening when we create these to-do lists and don't learn how to be fully present? So I'm not saying that there's actually anything wrong with creating a to-do list, but it's the way that we create them and the approach that we take to them that's not serving us. So when we treat the list as the list itself, what we're doing is we're taking on all of its items. And even energetically, we're holding the weight of all of its items. I've seen this happen a lot inside of my team. We'll have a particular thing that's like the task at hand. Like, okay, we're focused on this project, and today we're focused on this aspect of this project, and you're doing this and you're doing that. But because we run a busy company, there's always more things coming in. Oh, but then this project needs to come after. This thing actually needed to get done last week, so can you do it as soon as you're done with this? Oh, and we just discovered that we also need to do this thing now, so can you add this to your list? And what we found is when we were approaching it as a to-do list, my team members ended up carrying so much energetic weight. The analogy that we discovered was like if we were living in a home where UPS kept dropping off boxes, the boxes were filling up the living space. So we're trying to work out of our living room in our home, but the boxes just kept filling up the living room. And that left my team members feeling like they had no space for themselves and no space to focus on the project at hand. So we developed a new system where we would put into our project management system tasks, but make them more invisible in the present moment. And they would show up when it was time, when that project was done, or when the project was done, they're allowed to go into that storage unit and pull out the package. So now it can be in their living space, but not until their living space is cleared out from the other package that they had been present with. So when we treat our to-do lists like lists, it's just so much to hold. We end up finding ourselves in overwhelm. And when we're in overwhelm holding all of those things at once, we can't stay present with any one thing. We therefore cannot do it well. And it usually ends up taking more time because we're scattered, we're not focused. We might have to stop and start more. We might get distracted. There's lots of possibilities of what can show up in the way we feel and the way we're able to handle tasks and projects when we're holding it all at once. But when we can see the to-do list as actual individual items and stay present with one thing at a time, and that's it. That's all we allow ourselves to focus on. Then we develop a greater sense of trust in the rest of those items, and it's almost like an energy just comes along to hold them. Like they're just there, safe and held, and our minds that are trying to keep us safe, thinking they need to hold on to this other thing while we do this thing, have actually been thwarting that thing from just being cared for on its own. So it will stay safe in its perfect space until it's ready to come out and be present with us. And that way, when we focus on one thing at a time, we accomplish it faster. We accomplish it with more presence and focus. And we're able to put more of ourselves into each task and each project. And again, it happens faster. So we're able to get more done in one day while also doing it from a higher quality space and feeling more energy within ourselves at the end of the day. So at the end of a long and busy work day, if you're focused on one thing at a time, it's going to be like you feel clean and clear at the end of the day. Instead of carrying the load, you're just going to feel that weight. And by the end of the day, you still feel the weight. You might feel the weight of the things to come tomorrow. But one thing at a time allows us to then come in to our spaciousness, into whenever we're completing with our work, with a sense of spaciousness that allows us to then be present with, I have nothing to do now. Even if the truth is you have a million things to do tomorrow. Even if the truth is a million things could be getting done right now, but you're choosing to give yourself that space. What will happen is when you come into that space with a true sense of presence and like, this is the only thing on my to-do list now is to relax, is to take a bath, to go out to dinner, whatever it is. When we approach it from that sense, we allow ourselves to be completely fulfilled in every moment. So there we go. That's why I recommend having a to-do list if you want, but treating it in a completely different way. All right, that's it for now. All my love.